Everybody moderates their porn use. No matter who you are, no matter how many times you watch porn a day, you're moderating your use. If you watch porn 6 times in a day and you're jerking off to fetish material and you're edging all day, you're still moderating. Why? Because after that sixth jerk off, you decide it's enough and I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to finally eat. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to do something else now. I'm done with jerking off. You choose not to have that seventh jerk off session. Why is this relevant? Because if addiction were real, then you would expect people to lose control and jerk off uncontrollably no matter what. The fact that people decide enough is enough implies that there is choice. Now, you can't have a partial degree of choice. You're either deciding or you're not. Okay? The idea that addiction strikes you out from nowhere is pretty ludicrous. It's strange, and it feels strange to buy into, but once you're bought into it, it feels very real, and it works as a perfect explanation until you realise that people are moderating every single time based on their evaluation of what they believe the next best move is going to be. So instead of thinking, fuck, I'm not going to jerk off now, I've got to do other shit, you could think that after jerk off number 6, or you could think that after jerk off number 1, or you could think that before jerk off number 1 and not jerk off ever. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter whether you choose not to jerk off before jerk off number 1, i.e. not having a jerk off, you're still deciding. It doesn't matter whether you're deciding that after your 12th jerk off. It's the same decision being made. The difference between moderation and use is really something that's different in terms of degree, not in terms of kind. For example, right, let me just fucking look. These two chairs are the same chair, yeah? These are both chairs. This one has a cushion on it. That one doesn't have a cushion on it. They're both chairs. What I mean is that not jerking off before your first jerk off, i.e. having 0 jerk offs, is the same kind of thing as deciding not to jerk off after your 12th jerk off. They're both the same decision. The number isn't relevant because they're the same type of thing. It's the same kind of decision. It's the same thing. This is fantastic news because you can decide not to jerk off before your first jerk off, right? I.e. you can not jerk off. So, logically then, if we're deciding not to jerk off after our 6th one, let's say, why do we make that decision? We make that decision because we see adequate benefit in not jerking off again, right? We see adequate benefit in not jerking off again. After the 6th one, we think, okay, I'd rather sleep now. I've had enough. I'm bored with porn now. It's not doing anything for me. You can think that when you're at jerk off number 0, and you don't have to fight it, and you don't have to battle urges, etc. It's just a matter of deciding based on belief. The trap, this is where things get complicated. You're probably thinking it's not that easy. You're right, it isn't. Here's what the trap is. The trap is one of belief, not of actuality. If you believe you're addicted, you're going to be motivated towards porn because you see massive value in porn. If you believe that porn can produce pleasure in your mind, innately, no matter what, you will be motivated towards porn. Why don't I play Super Mario anymore? Because Super Mario doesn't do it for me anymore. If I played Super Mario, I wouldn't get any pleasure from that. I did when I was 7 years old. I'm 24 now. I don't get the same pleasure. The same is true with going out and riding my bike with my friends. I did that when I was 13. I don't do that now. Okay? The point being, our pleasures evolve over time because pleasure isn't in the substance. It's in our minds. It's in our interpretation of events. Now, if you have a fixed belief that porn is the ultimate pleasure, when you watch porn, you will experience that pleasure. Not the pleasure of the actual porn, but the pleasure that's confirmed by your expectation of porn being pleasurable. A placebo effect. Okay? You might be thinking, no, it's due to dopamine, it's due to sexual arousal because of evolutionary psychology. No, that isn't why. And if it is, then your beliefs are the intermediary bridge between that pleasure that you're getting for those reasons, if you choose to believe in that, and your regular state. Your mind is the bridge, okay? You can only get pleasure from porn if you believe in it, and you can test this by watching porn mindfully, completely mindfully, realizing that porn is only pleasurable if in your mind, okay? It's only pleasurable if you engage with it in your mind, and because you are the bridge, your mind is the bridge, your mind can therefore be the unbridge, okay? All you need to do is realize that you are the one producing the pleasure, not the porn. And once you realize that, you can learn to drop the pleasure. And if you see adequate benefit in not watching porn, then you'll move towards that. Porn isn't really anything. What gets us confused is that we masturbate while we watch porn. We feel a physical buzz, and then because we feel a physical buzz, we make the incorrect leap into thinking that porn can meddle with our thoughts, and masturbation can meddle with our thoughts and make us feel mental pleasure. That's why it feels like you're being taken over. You're not. You're doing stuff based on your beliefs. It just so happens that your beliefs are false. You've got false logical errors. Read the freedom model. That's where it goes through everything that I'm talking about here, and it's how you can set yourself free. Not because the freedom model is a special method, but because the freedom model helps you unlearn all of the false things that you've learned, which is determining your behavior, right? When you read the freedom model, you can unlearn everything and you can go back to being a normal human who can decide what he wants to do happily based on his own beliefs, without feeling compelled, without feeling deprived, without feeling urges. It's amazing. Read it, link in the description.